All right, welcome back to Media Monitor. On the show this morning, we're very pleased to welcome on the main set political analyst, Professor Stephen Friedman from the University of Johannesburg. Prof, a very good morning to you. It looks like you're rolling solo today. It's just you and me. Good morning.
Good morning, Alicia. I hope the viewers can cope with it.
All right, and of course, right here with me is Digital News producer Tshepiso Moche. A very good morning to you, Tsepi. What's going on this morning?
Morning, Alicia, and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hear you have a very big, well, you had a busy week in terms of social media. I was having a busy news week. What did you gather for us? What was the top and leading story on social media? Oh, yeah.
Yes, now Alicia, our first biggest hashtag for this week was Patricia de Lille and JP Smith. Now this comes after the DA announced that they were both of them were going to be put on special leave. This follows their public spades, their allegation and counter-allegation. Now that generated a lot of commentary on social media, with some defending Patricia de Lille, others defending JP Smith. And as you can see here on your screen, if you can look at some of the tweets from...
let's look at the tweets on what some of the people have written to us. There's Russell. There says, if what JP Smith said de Lille turns out to be true, then she must be fired, finish and clear. Very interesting. I mean, the details surrounding this story are very juicy, but it begs one question. Why isn't the story highly publicized in the media domain? And I want to ask that to the professor, but let's quickly go through the tweets.
This one says, interesting that Musima Imani can suspend Patricia de Lille so fast and not others. Now this one refers to other leaders.
Exactly. Leko Loboto Tseka says Patricia de Lille cannot be corrupt. Given her reputation as an anti-corruption activist, these allegations against her are just very suspicious. She thinks they are spurious. Professor, what do you make of these developments? I mean, I've been following this story, and I must say, I mean, I think the media needs to do more to really expose what's really going on behind this matter.
Yes, I agree, Alicia. I mean, the problem here is that it seems likely that this is part of a bigger factional battle within the DA. And we're not hearing about that. There's no attempt to find out. Occasionally you see a report saying, look, there's one faction supporting the national leadership, there's another faction supporting Patricia de Lille. But, you know, there's a lot more digging to be done about this. So, you know, you have a situation in which a party which controls a major province is really not getting the kind of media scrutiny which the public really deserves.
Is that fair, though?
No, it's not fair, because it creates the impression that there's a double standard.
Absolutely.
And the excuse is always, well, the African National Congress is governing the country and that's more important. Well, as I say, the DA is governing a major city and a major province, and there are millions of South Africans living in that province, and they're entitled to know what's going on, and I think they are being let down.
Absolutely. You know, Prof, we're talking about the issues that are even happening within the coalitions. We're not hearing about those things because the media is so focused on other stories. We need to know about everything that goes on in this country. Media, we're giving you a challenge there. Tshepiso, give us the next big hashtag. We love giving the people what they want to hear. So what are we looking at here? The statue.
Yes, this one is President Jacob Zuma monument that was unveiled in Northwest during the week.
Many monuments this week, yeah?
Yes. Now, Alicia, this one got so many people divided. Others saying, well, government can't be spending money that we don't have, while there are people not far away from where the monument was unveiled. People apparently they don't have water, and some are saying that money, the money that was used to build this monument, could have been used to provide services. Others are saying because we have statues of apartheid leaders, why can't we have a monument of people who were fighting against apartheid? And as you can see here on your screen there, on the tweets, it's really a mixed reaction.
Time for Change says, as long as we prioritize hashtag Jacob Zuma monument instead of water for the poor, for the low poverty will remain, or for the poor, poverty will remain with blacks. Thank you so much. Time for Change. Let's look at more tweets. What's Bradley saying there?
This one, Bradley saying, hashtag Jacob Zuma monument. You have no morals to have taxpayers' money wasted like that.
Let's take the last one. Ryan Cummings says, my view on the hashtag Jacob Zuma monument: if we have monuments for those who orchestrated apartheid, we can have ones for those who help dismantle it. This is a very fair and just, I think, comment there, Professor, because I think people lose sight of what the actual significance of that monument actually is. This is where the people, it was the passage where Jacob Zuma, with his troops, they passed on, or in that passage to go and fight for our liberation. It's something of importance.
Look, I think the real issue here is not what people on Twitter think, it's what people in the province think.
Yeah.
And I think that the problem is that decisions like this, which are very divisive, are very often taken without consulting voters.
Yeah.
And that is the issue. I mean, you know, you can always say it should be this priority and that. Obviously, a lot of people will feel that with the levels of poverty in the country, it's a problem. But ultimately,
we just saw the arches arch in
well,
Cape
exactly.
Town.
But I mean, they don't consult either. I mean, the point is our Constitution says, I mean, besides democratic principle, our Constitution says that public bodies have got to consult the citizens of this country about the decisions they take. Democracy is supposed to be a system in which you are consulted about the decisions which affect you.
Absolutely.
And this clearly does affect people. So, you know, whether it's the Cape Town Arch or the statue in the Northwest, it's just that, you know, major public spending is done without consulting citizens. And I think this is an ideal issue on which you could have consulted the citizens of the province.
Absolutely. No, that makes perfect sense. What's the last and final big hashtag for this week, Tshepi?
Our final hashtag for today, Alicia, is Humansicale. Just said one. Yes. Yesterday news broke out that legendary jazz musician Humansicale is battling prostate cancer. And
it's Gwala just last week with colon cancer.
Yes. Now, a lot of people took to social media to send their messages of support to Humansicale. This one comes from Maps Maponyane saying, hate thinking that Hugh is fighting a battle with prostate cancer. Here's another one of those legends you wish could live forever.
Absolutely. Hot Sticks there. That is the singer Hot Sticks. Yes. Mabuse says, thinking of you, my friend. Hashtag Humansicale. Fight the fight. You will beat this cancer. Lots of love, Sipho. Oh, that is just the most moving message ever. And there's Tim Modise as well. What is he saying, Tshepi?
Tim Modise is saying, one of the most hilarious people I know gave and continues to give the world the joy of his talent, said by hashtag Humansicale, but Modimo Oteng.
Modimo Oteng for sure. Professor, I mean, we're just talking about, you know, how people don't necessarily go out and test for such illnesses.
Well, we don't know how early in the process it is. I mean, we hope that it's very early in the... Maybe he did test for the process.
Yeah.
It's very early in the process, because the good news is that prostate cancer is treatable if you catch it early. So hopefully he did go and get the test, but it's always a reminder to other South Africans to make sure you have an annual test so that, you know, if you do have this problem, they can treat it. Because people must, you know, people are terrified of cancer for legitimate reasons, but people must understand this point that if you catch cancer early, you can treat it and you live an absolutely normal life.
Yeah, and I think that's the notion that everybody should have. Don't be scared to go out there and test. So do give our viewers that URL where they can get all these stories and more.
Alicia, viewers at home can catch these shows and other shows on our YouTube channel by simply searching for SABC Digital News on YouTube. Alternatively, they can visit www.sabc.co.za/news for today's top stories.
Thank you so much. That is Tshepiso Moche. After the break, we look at the ANC woes as it approaches the much anticipated elective conference that is to take place in December. Stay tuned for that. It's coming up after this break.